And we're live. Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna share this. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Alright, cool. Oh, by the way, there's something I think you'll like it. There's a tweet where Mark Hamill basically says happy birthday dad to James Earl Jones. Thought that was pretty clever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of sad he's getting shit for liking one tweet, though. It's like, come on, leftists.
Yeah.
These are two leftists. Get over it.
Wow. Yep, so here's the surprise. What you titled the video surprise? Wow, okay. Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Now that's expected. Yeah.
Um. Wow. Wow. This is more of a surprise than a Steve Harvey prank phone call.
Are you being sarcastic or not?
No, this is actually I think this is a surprise.
You never saw it?
If I'm understanding this correctly, isn't he defending his position or not?
He's defending his position against the SJWs who are attacking him.
Good. Let him defend it. Let him say fuck off.
Well, I don't know if he's saying fuck off, but he is kind of defending his points. Though the reactions from the people, that basically okay, there's Jeremy from Geeks and Games. Fucking
Ah, it's
yeah,
beautiful. I'm loving it
yeah, that's
already.
and Master of TDS says not going to be enough, Mark. It will never. Well, he's right. It won't. But it's all right here. Brianna Wu, what truth do you think Rowling is speaking? Like
Okay,
she's
Brianna Wu, if you happen to see this, go fuck yourself.
wow. Okay.
You
So
grifter.
yeah, they won't stop till you. Well, I mean these are just straight facts. I think Fat Steven is from World Class Bullshitters, if I remember correctly, but I don't know. Yeah, okay, here's one. Am I the only one who thinks this is not a great response? Speaking truth to power is so important. I don't think that's what J.K. Rowling is doing. I think she's engaging in a toxic
Oh,
dialogue that
for
she herself
God's.
began. She is not powerless. She is not without resources and. Oh my God. Here, yep, here we are. Something, finally. Now we're policing people's likes. If he retweeted, should he attend a self criticism session? What's the penalty for quote retweeting? A show trial? I've been bewildered and disappointed by Rowling, but let's not lose our sense of perspective. Okay, you know what? This person, I'm sure they're doing the whole, I hate Rowling thing, but at least Ariel here has the fucking decency to see the ridiculous side of this bullshit. So it's like Nathan, we're attacking people for the tweets they like. That's how far this has gone with modern SJWs and cancel culture. That's how far they are now. You know,
I'm
they just hate you.
trying to find them. Trying to
Yeah.
find my account so I can like this tweet just for fun. Oh, and respond to all these idiots.
Oh, you could just go to my Twitter feed. Just look me up, do that on Twitter, and you'll be able to do it. Oh,
Oh
here's
yeah.
Data Racer, my man Data Racer. I spoke to him a couple guys. I spoke to a couple times. He's a cool dude. Mark, stop bending the knee to the authoritarian mob on Twitter. They have no power over you and will attack you no matter what you do. It's okay for women to be protected from sexual predators and have their own female space. Oh, wow. Yep. Okay. Well, all right. This has gone into the personal.
What the fuck?
I'm back.
What the fuck happened?
I have no fucking idea. It just gave out. That's weird. Yeah.
Okay, let's just continue. Like,
Yeah.
let's not bring it up then, just to be safe. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I brought it back. Yeah. But anyway, clear, Nathan. I'm more or less indifferent to the whole woman trans fight. As far as I'm concerned, the only solution in my mind is simple. Either either we're going to set up a system where we have to categorize every group so that everyone gets their fair share in the spotlight, or we just destroy all categories and just, have all That's interesting.
What happened? Okay,
I
don't
don't
bring that
know.
thing back up. Don't bring that thing back up. That seems to be causing a problem.
Dude, look, there's two of me.
Oh my
Holy
god, there's
shit.
two Dans. It's
I
my worst nightmare come
wait,
true.
wait, wait, hold on a second. Wait, okay, so how can there be two of me? That I don't understand.
Have you been hacked?
No, I don't think so. I think it's more of a connection thing. Hold on a second. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yep.
Don't bring the
Everything.
tweet back up. Don't bring it back up. That seems to be every time that comes up. That seems to be a problem. Let's just talk about it without it.
All right, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's talk about it without it. Now, I'll be honest. I'm not really into I since I'm an apolitical person. I'm not really into the whole pro female trans debate. Not really interested. In my mind, there's only two solutions to this. Either A, we categorize every gender and sexual person or whatever, or, so that they can have their time to shine. Or option B, we destroy all the categories and just let everyone compete equally in the same games, which I know many people probably get pissed about because we obviously know who will most likely win those games. Those
Yeah,
are the only
the
options.
men pretending to be women will win. Yeah.
Or the men, but yeah, the men pretending. Oh shit. Okay, wow, damn. Well, look, some people identify that way. I don't care. But the point I'm making is that regardless, those are the only fair and equal ways I could see this working without any more ranting.
For me, it's you're either a man or a woman. There's no in between. I just
Ouch.
and if you're a man who says you identify as a woman, we need to make a third bathroom for you.
What the?
No, I say
Maybe.
segregate these weirdos. Like if you identify as a deer or whatever, and you look like a human, yeah, no, you get no brownie points with me. I will segregate you.
Oh my god, you, Mr. Segregation over here. No, no, but in all seriousness, if you ask me, I could care less what you identify as or what you want to identify as long as my freedoms aren't being stepped on. I have no need to get angry at anyone else's, even if it's new to me. The concept.
Yeah, here's the thing: these pricks will trample all over your freedom if they get the chance. There's no negotiation. So yeah, do not negotiate with ideological terrorists.
Well, not everyone's like that, Nathan.
No, here's the thing: these fuckers. I'm pretty sure if they thought they could murder you and get away with it, they would do it. I would bet money on that. Like you have
Oh,
all
wow.
these activists who act like sociopaths. So no, fuck them.
Ouch. Well, dude, I'm not, I tend to be a guy that doesn't just, paint a broad brush over people, you know. I look at individuals over collectives. I recognize collectives, but I primarily look at individuals. And if you're like a nice person out there who happens to share these similarities with other people, awesome, cool. Would like to, talk to you, have fun, all that cool stuff. But if you're an asshole who's going to be an asshole and look down at me or anyone else because you think you're better than us because you have the right opinions and the right morals, instead of, just giving your perspective and being equal with the rest of us, then fuck you, which is very common in today's current climate.
Yeah, no. The problem for me is just it's not really the trans whatever they're called now.
Oh,
My
wow.
problem is
You,
them. My
hold on,
problem.
hold on. You were going to say transvestite, right?
No, what I was going to say is probably considered a hate crime. What I was going to say, I can't say. I was going to say tran, and then we'll just say e.
Wow. Oh, ouch. Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah. I was not going to say it, but you kind of put me in a position where I had to say it, so fuck it.
Ah. Hey, I'm wondering, you want to have Bats on here? I wonder how he's going to feel about this.
He can come off if he wants. Just send him a link.
Yeah, I'll send him the link. All right.
But here's the thing though, like I just get annoyed when people say, okay, like I hear people say they're trying to erase women. I can believe that. I can believe that. Like I am not a feminist. I hate feminists.
Ouch.
But I would side with them on this issue. Like don't get me wrong, most days I would sooner set a feminist on fire or piss on them if they were on fire than talk to them. I hate them. But in this regard, I can agree with them.
Oh my god. Okay. So basically, this is the I agree with J.K. Rowling on this one thing and this one thing only perspective, right?
Exactly. Like she's a leftist. She is a raging, by American standards, leftist. So So on the one hand, fuck her. On the other hand, she doesn't deserve to be shat on this much.
I mean, to be honest, though, she always seemed more civil to me, if anything. I mean, well, maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know, but in
And
the
here's the funny thing:
past,
these pissheads going after her, they're making me want to buy that stupid game by them going after her. It's like, okay, if it pisses you assholes off, I will buy the game now.
I was gonna buy the game for two simple reasons. One, because I've always been a long-time Harry Potter fan, and two, because these idiots believe that if you buy a video game, you're a bigot, which makes no fucking sense. But you know, people
Oh, they
today.
called me a bigot for buying that game. They're like, and I've been called worse.
Hmm.
There are worse things to be called besides a bigot. Granted, I've been called a rape apologist or a struggle snuggle apologist
Mm-hmm.
by someone I used to follow, but that didn't hurt. What hurt? Now it hurts when someone I know and care about says something about me. But these fuckers, fuck them. I hope they die in a fire.
Fuck the fuckers, huh?
Yeah, pretty much fuck them. I say, fuck them. They can go to hell. They can go to hell and die.
Well, damn.
Yeah, I'm going full Mr. Garrison on them.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. But anyway, JK said those things. Well, she's like a feminist of like the early 2000s and before that. So it's like her mindset isn't the exact same as current day feminists. So she, in her mind, there's a difference between legitimate biological women and women that, or people that, you know, want to
Yeah,
transform
Dan, I'll be
in.
right back. Be right back.
Yeah, you go do that. And people that want to transform into women, but by the older standards, aren't women. Well, I guess they're women now, in our current class, which is fine. Whatever. I don't care. But yeah, clearly there's a disagreement there. Regardless, I still don't think she deserves to be attacked and like insulted and demonized. She has an opinion. She still says she'll fight for trans people. I think she said she'll still go to protest.
Yeah, I wouldn't protest for these people if they paid me to. I'd be like, nah, fuck you guys. I used to side with you, then you acted like schmucks, so fuck you.
Ouch. Yeah, but
I'm sorry,
regardless.
but trans people and gay people, they burned a bridge with me.
Oh right, yeah, because you used to be a LGBTQ activist until they what?
Now, I used to support them. I wasn't an activist. You couldn't pay me to be an activist for them, but I
You
was
were an
like, you know what?
activist,
They have
then
a
you
right to
were
live. I'll
you
give them
were
that.
an activist, okay? You were, and now you're not.
Okay, at best, I would to live. I have no more right to tell them what to do, tell me what to do. And now the fuckers are trying to tell me what to do just because I'm a cis straight white male. So no, fuck.
Exactly. That's the current
So
climate.
no, if any one of these fuckers thinks they can tell me what to do, I have two words for them: right to bear. Well, no, four words: right to bear arms. You fuck with me, I'm going to fight back.
That does not sound as cool as you think it does when you had to count the amount of words you said.
Yeah, I
But
know, but I wanted to make sure I was getting around. No, no, I should know two words. No, three words. Fuck these people. Fuck them. They don't like what I have to say. They can go to hell. I have a right to live my life the same way they have a right to live their lives.
damn right,
And
damn
the fact
right,
these
we're Americans. Sorry.
and the fact these hypocritical cunts think they have some right to dictate I'm allowed to say this or that. No, fuck them.
Look, the thing is, like, if like and this is modern SGWs in general, or modern wokesters in general. If they ask me not to say things and they want to have a discussion about why they feel the way they feel, but it's freedom based and we all still have our own choices at the end of the day, and we can still associate with each other whether we agree or disagree, then I'd be cool. That'd be great, you know, if you approach it from a nice perspective. But the whole demand, the hatred, the division, the demonization, and the funny thing is, they do all of this shit while preaching equality and unity. It's like,
My response to them is this: I'd pull a razor fist and go, "Fuck you! I don't negotiate with ideological terrorists."
it's flat out hypocrisy, and it's the worst kind, if you ask me. Because equality and unity, those are things that have been connected, and those are things that have been connected and close to humanity for most generations. There are civilizations that have been built around those beliefs. So just to
I know,
take that,
like the whole female space, like that makes more sense than half the bullshit they peddle.
whatever. Anyway,
Like they're
just to
so
take,
confusing.
yeah, to take that and just twist it to just do whatever you want, not have any morals or principles or consistency, regardless of who you are, what you believe. It's staggeringly insulting, and it's insulting in many ways and just makes me very mad. But that's how they operate. The thing is, though,
Yeah,
is that if you're a cool person, regardless of how you feel or what you believe, and you don't mind associating with anyone, whether you agree or disagree with them, because you believe in the bonds of friendships and relationships over, you know, ideology, it'd be great to like converse and interact and, you know, be humans, what I've always wanted. But if you think that's flawed and that you prefer ideology over, human compassion, well, I don't understand how you sleep at night,
yeah, they're
essentially.
cultists. Like they're a cult. Like I tell comic through this. Wokesters are a cult of politicalness. They are a cult. Similar in that, like a cult demands you cut off relations with your family, with any kind of contact with them. Wokesters do the same thing. If your family says anything slightly askew or out of line from their fucked up demarcation, you have to disown your family. And I'm like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, it's fucked up, I'll admit. The actress for forgot her name. Well, no, forgot Raven in the X-Men. The actress for Raven in the X-Men, you remember Mystique? Yeah, Mystique. She said that she was willing to just completely end her relationship with her family, or end a relationship with her family because she's tired of them being apolitical. Since I think this was after the Roe v. Wade thing, if I remember, and she was talking about how politically active she was in today's current environment, and she despises how apolitical her family is. But I'm not sure if they're apolitical. I think she's using that as a metaphor for the fact that they don't agree with her politically. I think the article said her family was conservative or something. I don't know if that's true, but just to clarify, me, someone like me who is actually apolitical, we just disassociate ourselves from all the political groups and parties. It's like that's usually what we do. For there are various reasons why we do it, but that's usually what we do. The most common one is non-interest, but there's also disagreements with the system itself and various other reasons. But it's
Yep.
like being apolitical, or the term apolitical, is just used for a metaphor for the other these days, which is very bigoted for a progressive climate, in my opinion.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no, I say if you disown your own family over politics, then yeah, no. As far as I'm concerned,
Fuck
you are
you.
scum. You are a
Yeah,
cunt. You are a piece of
absolutely.
shit.
Yeah, I agree. Like, that's no reason to disown your family or your friends, you
Like
know?
I remember, even conservatives didn't do that. Like it's only leftists who have this borderline communistic cult-like mentality. It's
No, there are some conservatives that have done that in the past, but I don't think there was a lot.
no, you didn't hear about it though. That's the thing. You never
Right.
heard about it.
Yeah.
These
No, but
assholes
there's.
on the left, they act like that's just something to be proud of. I'm like, you should be proud of that. You should
Right.
be ashamed of that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, but it's like bonds and relationships are special. Now, if you have like some moral framework or whatever for your reasoning to not associate with people even if they are family, fine. I get it. We all form our own beliefs and everything. But at the same time, it's still very, well, soulless, in my opinion, to
Yeah, and
just.
this is why you have people calling for a national divorce, part two, Electric Boogaloo. Like
I
this
have
is
no
why.
idea what that is.
Okay, people have been saying they want a national divorce because it's pretty clear the left and the right can no longer coexist, and even apolitical people are seeming to have a problem just living their lives without these leftists fucking with them.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong there. Well, they hate us because we're not joining their side. And I explained this to many other people in the past. They hate us specifically. They hate apolitical people, centrists, and libertarians. They hate groups like us because we're not willing to join their side often most of the time, but at the same time they can't find valuable reasons to hate us because we're not on the enemy's side, which is against them. So we kind of just exist, and in there everything is political minds that just can't work, naturally. That's why you'll often see them make arguments like being apolitical makes no sense. Either A, you have to be lying to yourself, or delusional, or idiotic, or B, you're making excuses for the current establishment. That's often the argument, not just leftist but rightist too. Like, it's very charged political people usually make that argument. Hell, I think some of the philosophers made that argument. I think, was it Socrates? I don't know, but one of them made the argument that if you're apolitical, then that sorry, one of them made the argument that it's impossible to be apolitical because if you're a citizen, you're political by nature. That was one of those arguments.
Yeah, but that goes into the context of like the life the time period they lived in. Like every citizen had to vote. Like
Right.
I remember
Oh,
once a
had to?
year.
Like they were
I,
forced to? It was a mandate?
I can't remember if they had to, but
Yeah.
that's. But I think the context would be different. Like you can't compare living in ancient Greece to living in America. Like the contexts are so different. Like there's like forget all the benefits we have here that Greece didn't.
Yeah.
Like they lived in a vastly different way of life and time period. Like they lived in a time when you could be stabbed at any second.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, no, that actually does make sense. No, but anyway, my point is that ever since the ancient times, even to now, there's always been a hatred against people who aren't willing to play the game like everyone else is.
Yeah,
And it makes me mad, but it's like, for a progressive unifying society that believes in coming together, it's very saddening to me that even current day people have adopted this tribalistic mindset of hating others who aren't like you, while trying to preach against hating others who aren't like you.
yeah,
It's
they're
a massive
hypocrites.
contradiction. Yeah.
Of course, it's a country. These people, they are again cultists. You're either like they're like Bush. You're either with them or against them. And personally, I would say a Bush, fuck off. Do me a
Hey,
favor,
hey,
be
look,
Republican.
that isn't that the irony, Nathan? Bush wasn't he? Look,
Republican.
yeah, he was Republican. Yeah, I was a kid at the time, so like I didn't know much about Bush. But anyway, the point I'm making is that the dude, the dude was Republican. He made that you are either with us or you're with the terrorist argument. And I think George referenced that in Revenge of the Sith when Anakin says you're either with me or you're my enemy. And now you have modern SJW saying you're either on the side of progress or you're on the wrong side of history. It's like, do you idiots realize what you're adopting?
Oh no, I said you do realize you've given me a romantic view of what I'm doing now because like that gives me the role of a defiant, tragic hero in terms of being against something.
Oh
Because
wait.
they make progress sound like it's this divine thing that's happening. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not.
Look, if progress, well, from what I've been told back in the early 2000s when I was a kid, if progress means accepting everyone regardless of our differences and coming together for a better future, then in my mind that means that it's not just race or gender, or it's opinions, it's culture, it's belief. Those things count because those things also differentiate the different kinds of people. And if you're going to preach how you love people of all sorts of colors of skin and genders and sexualities and whatever, but you're going to hate others purely based on their beliefs and not look at them as people, then you don't really believe in those values.
Yeah, to me, you're no different than Saddam Hussein. Like when it comes to their view on their view on progress reminds me of how I once heard someone describe Saddam. He was going to drag Iran or Iraq into the 20th century, probably by its hair. That's what
Wow.
these fuckers would like to do. They would like to grab you by the hair and drag you to their side and say, if you don't get along, I'm going to test chemical weapons on you. I can see them doing that.
Yeah, if they had the power, they probably would. No, but it goes to show J.K. Rowling and Mark Hamill, both of these people have always been progressives. They've always been progressives. They've been progressives. They're clearly progressives from an era that, didn't just hate you for disagreeing with them, at least for the most part, not completely. But the point
Yeah.
I'm making is that they're progressives and they've been progressives to this day. J.K. Rowling, she's been a part of many different feminist occupations. Mark Hamill, he's voted Democrat for years. I think it's most of his teen to adult life, and he's not quiet about it either. He's actually very open with his opinions on everything.
Yeah, and he is just as petulant as the rest of them. This is why I don't feel sorry for him. I'm like,
Ellie
no,
made
fuck. I still say
yeah,
fuck him, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, if he has a spine, he'll tell these people to fuck off.
right. Yeah, okay, Nathan. Let's focus on the point here. I think he made a Twitter post of the original trilogy where I think he said that was it Bush? No, no, no. I don't. It was the president before. Oh, no. It was okay. No, it was Obama. Obama apparently was the Republic. Donald Trump was the Empire, and then Joe Biden apparently was the return of the New Republic, a return of the
Oh,
Jedi.
for the love of fucking
Okay,
Christ.
okay, okay. Calm down, pal.
You have gas prices. Like, gas is now $3 a
dude,
gallon.
dude,
How is
look,
that progress?
dude, whatever. I get it, okay? I get it. Calm down.
Right. Calming down.
Disagreements.
Calming
I know.
down.
Yeah.
Calming
All
down.
right. All
But
right.
what the fuck, Mark Hamill? How retarded do you have to be?
I think this was like years back. I think this was when Biden became no, this was before Biden became president. This was when he was running against Trump. He posted that on Twitter. I think I saw it.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but anyway, the point I'm making here is that Mark Hamill's been pretty open about how he feels politically. So is J.K. Rowling. But like I said before, they're progressives from a time where, for the most part, you know, if you disagreed with them, you weren't automatically the enemy. Primarily because at that time, the pendulum was switched and it was the right leaning people who were the assholes and the left leaning people that wanted freedom. Now it's the other way around. But anyway, that was the case.
Yeah,
You know,
they're a bit more like Trump than they like to admit. Like, he's left over from a time when the Democrats made sense. Now he looks
actually,
at them like, what the fuck?
I scrolled in a YouTube comment section. I think it was one of Donald Trump's speeches in the 90s. Someone said that in the 90s Donald Trump was a Democrat, and then other people were like confirming it, and I had no idea about that, if that's true.
He
But
was.
he was? Oh wow.
He was at, like, the Clinton wedding.
Oh right, yeah. Well, hey, you know what? No wonder everyone in Hollywood loved the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they loved his money. Like, this is how you know everyone in Hollywood and the Democrat Party are snakes. They had
Out.
no problem with Trump for years. They had no problem taking his money. The same with the Republicans. They had no problem taking money from this spray tan motherfucker. Then he had the audacity, the gall to run for president and
Oh
to
my
do
God.
a decent job at best.
Yeah.
And they slandered him to no end. They called him every horrible thing. And you know what? Trump should have nuked them from orbit every time they opened their mouths. If I was him, I would have done that.
Look, in my personal opinion, this whole system is run by secret societies that have their own interests. And at the end of the day, thinking that, old men or old women or whoever the fuck, I don't care, yelling at each other on a stage about their political beliefs is actually going to solve the country or better yet, the world's problems. I think you're smoking something high and mighty.
Yep.
But everyone else wants to play ball with the political game, so I say good for them. But one thing I did believe in was that we lived in a country where everyone could come together and live in peace and harmony, regardless of how they felt, even if it's one of the most vile things you can imagine.
Yep.
And what I've come to see is that that was a lie. At least it is now.
Here's something funny. I remember a black guy said this. He said if he was Trump, he would hate black people too. Like, think about it. Think about this real hard. And I agreed with every word the man said.
Oh my
He actually tried doing things to help people. What was his reward? To be shit on by black people and their asshole celebrities. I'm not gonna lie. If I was in Trump's position, I would have said "fuck black people." I might have
Yeah,
been tempted to.
yeah. There are black people that like this guy and black people that don't. So it's a mixed bag, really.
I know, but as far as Trump knew, but as far as I ever saw, it was mostly black people who shit on him. That was the
Yeah,
thing. So
yeah. I think there are
again,
more. Yeah, I think there were more black people that shit on him. But the point is, he did. I think he has whole communities of black people that support him.
yeah. And
Try
here's the thing: if I was Trump, I would have been like scorched earth. I would have been like, okay, we're walling off California. Everyone who lives there can't leave, and if they try to leave, shoot them.
Wow,
Or
ouch.
no. I gotta bury it. Forget Mexico. Let's build a wall around California, a glorious, beautiful wall,
Oh
and
my,
deport every illegal and terrorist we find there.
oh my god. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you'd never want to get me on a rant about what I would do if I was president. It's a dark, scary place in that dystopia.
I guess your center right views would disappear immediately.
Oh no, I would go full. I don't even have a word for what full I would go. I would just go full crazy with the power.
Yep, and that's why you can't trust Nathan.
Oh, you
But
can trust me, just don't trust me with power.
exactly.
Like I think Lincoln, despite being a
Yep.
tyrant, said it best. Any man can handle adversity. If you truly want to test a man's character, give him power. Well, you now know what to expect if you give me power, ladies and gentlemen, so don't do it.
I'm gonna see if this works again. I know you don't want me to, Nathan, but I gotta give it a shot.
If it doesn't work, I'm laughing.
Okay, okay, I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on that bet. Yeah, no, but it's like both Mark Hamill and J.K. Rowling were very, progressive in almost every way. Heck, they agree with the majority of shit said these days. I should say,
Yeah,
but it's
J.K. Rowling was a
surprising.
big anti-Brexit lady. Like she used to bitch about it nonstop.
Who, J.K.?
Yeah, she hated Brexit. She was a globalist. She still is probably.
I don't really know much about Brexit anyway. I've heard about it. I always thought it was like a political way of saying breakfast.
No, it's you have the EU. A lot of Britons want to leave the EU because the EU is telling them what to do.
Of course, Nathan, the G cannon's a lot better.
Okay, fuck you.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
I have to admit that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty. No, actually, there are EU fans that make that joke all the time. How when people mention the actual EU, they talk about, oh yeah, yeah, I miss the EU.
I'd be offended being compared to those fuckers. I hate the EU. They are assholes.
No, no, imagine Nathan, you make a Star Wars EU video, and you're like, I'm a fan of the EU, the good one, not the bad one that exists.
I should have said that in my video about my video saying why you should read the EU. I should have said that. I should have said the expanded universe, not the overrated European Union. I should have put that in my intro.
Oh, that would have been funny. Oh man, you got to do another video and do that. No,
Can't.
but
I've already done it. I've already done it, and I don't try. And unless I figure out how to do video editing, I have no intention of remastering my videos.
right. No, but in all seriousness, as I was saying before, both of these two have been very progressive, even to this day when it comes to this. But all the two of them had to do, was disagree on some things with the current, progressive climate, and all of a sudden they're both transphobic monsters that you should no longer like. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Um.
I mean, you can't expect everyone to agree with you on every single thing, right? Like these two agree with, the modern. I think they agree with them on, I think, at least I'd argue 89%, maybe even 90 of how they feel about the world and everything. Progressives in general, not just modern SJWs, just progressives. Period. They agree with them, currently with almost everything. So it just surprises me. It boggles my mind to a huge degree that this little thing is enough for the world to hate them.
Yep. And my internet is being more hazy than I don't know. General Mattis's plan for invading Iraq. My internet is really messed up right now.
Oh, Iraq. Oh,
Yeah, I've been watching a video on Generation Kill a Lot by Amazing Lolly, And apparently, the guys in charge of the invasion fucked it up.
Just catching up. It's shitty that people got on you for this. Thanks for always supporting trans rights, Mark. Mm. And this is Charlotte Clymer. Look, at least there are people out there that understand that this little thing isn't enough to hate someone who's agreed with them on the majority of issues in today's current climate.
Yep. And
It's like,
I'm just waiting to see when Mark Hamill bucks. Like, I'm waiting to see when he just capitulates to these assholes.
no, that's not. You know, there are people out there that are theorizing that, but I'm like, that shit's not happening anytime soon. The reason why I'm saying that is because Mark Hamill has gotten attacked by modern SJWs a couple of times on Twitter. And the most I've seen that he's done is either A, undo what he did before to call off all the hatred and the attacking, or B, make an apology in some way.
Oh no, I think he's gonna bend the knee. The guy strikes me as a spineless snowflake.
Well, that's my point, Nathan. I think, well, I wouldn't call the great Luke Skywalker that, but the point I'm making is that the
He is the
most.
Joker, and you will call him that, right? It is the Joker.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, honestly, the Joker would not be afraid of SJWs. He'd likely just kill them.
Yeah. Here's the thing: if Mark Hamill did that, I'd respect him.
What the? He'd go to prison. Those are human lives, Nathan.
Exactly. No, these are sociopaths. They are not human beings. They are sociopaths
And
who
the
get
Joker's
off
a
on ruining other
sociopath
people's
too.
lives. So I say fuck them. May they all rot in hell.
Well, sociopaths are human beings, Nathan. You may not like them, but they are still humans.
They're sociopathic, sadist narcissists.
Oh
They
my.
get off on ruining people's lives. So now I say they can all unalive themselves. I wouldn't care.
Yeah. No, but Mark, you know, I don't think you're ever gonna see this or hear this, so in the end, it's pointless, but I want to say it anyway. Mark, I've always been a fan of your work. I've always looked up to you and many others related to one of the greatest franchises of all time growing up. But you have festered and let this shit grow and grow and grow and grow and grow for I think the majority of the decade. And I get it, you're Uncle Mark, you're a cool guy, you're nice 90% of the time. You want everyone to well, I think you want everyone to like you. You kind of give off that energy. You're
Um,
extremely friendly. So I get it. You don't want to piss off anyone. You don't want to make exact statements that will write you off as like an ist or a phobe in any sense at all. But if you're gonna keep letting people walk all over you, if you're gonna keep letting people attack you for just liking a tweet, you never made any statements. You never like wrote off anyone. You're not like saying death to trans people or something. You're not doing any of that. You just like the tweet from J.K. Rowling. If you're gonna let them attack you for that alone and just let them walk all over you and just continue the game until they find something else to hate you over and you just do it again, like if you're gonna keep doing that, then that's sad. It's
yeah, Mark
pathetic.
Hamill, if you ever happen to see this as well, I think you're overrated. I think you're spineless. I think you're a coward. You
Oh wow.
cultivated this culture, and as far as I'm concerned, to quote the Joker or the Arthur Fleck version, you get what you fucking deserve.
Oh, okay. Well, look, that's Nathan. I'm someone who's actually been a fan of you for many years. Love your work on Star Wars. Love your work with George and everything. Love your work on Batman the Animated Series. I've always been a longtime fan of yours. I've always looked up to you. You've been a major part of my childhood and nostalgia. And
Yeah,
unlike Nathan the pessimist over here, I'm not hating you over these things, even if I disagree with some of your takes. But Mark, I'm going to be honest here. As a longtime fan, maybe what I say doesn't matter to you because I don't have all the same opinions you do on things. But as a longtime fan, I still think if you just keep letting this happening, this is gonna get even worse. And like to me, this is the straw that's gonna break the camel's back. There are already people out here saying that they're willing to trade you off as a horrible person because there are still other iconic celebrities they can look at, like Patrick Stewart. Like, that's the mindset of these people. They're willing to trade you like you're nothing. And this is after years and years of praising you for having the right opinions and views, but or to their standards anyway. But they're willing to trade you for nothing if you actually do make a statement they hate. You got to stand up for yourself, man. You really do.
Yeah,
We
because
need.
I
Yeah.
don't want Patrick Stewart in America. He sucks.
I always thought he's a pretty nice guy.
He's a commie.
Okay, well, I mean, he was in Star Trek: The Next Generation too. Your point?
Damn it!
No, but what? He has modern socialist views or something? Is that it?
Like this shitty season of Star Trek we have going on.
Picard.
Yeah, all that he was okay with.
I think he played a role in the writing behind it too.
Yeah, he tried to involve Brexit. Like this guy is another one of these pricks. Like, you know how in America we have all these pricks throwing a temper tantrum over Trump for 4 years?
Yeah. Look,
And
I hate what I hate Patrick. I hate what you've done with Star Trek Picard. What you and the current establishment and current day Star Trek, you've ruined Star Trek for me. But I still respect you as an actor. I still look up to you to some degree. You're still a generally nice guy. Just know that we don't agree on the current direction Star Trek is in.
Oh, I
But
think he's awful. I'm almost tempted to quote the Looper, where the guy goes, "Why don't you do what old men do and die?" I would almost say that. I would be tempted to say that, but I'm not gonna.
Nathan, I'm starting to think I'm starting to think you don't like anybody. I know you like people. I know you don't have to go on that list again. But the more I listen to you, man, sometimes I really think that at some point there's going to be no one that doesn't disappoint you, even yourself. You're just going to hate yourself at some point too.
I already hate myself. I look in the mirror and go, "What the fuck are you looking at?"
Yep, like I said, Nathan the pessimist, everyone. But no,
Assuming.
but no, it's like say what you want about J.K. Rowling, and her stances on things. But at least she stood up for herself when the mob went after her. At least she stood her ground because it's like she's not really doing anything actually hateful or doing anything actually bigoted. She still says that she'll support anyone, including trans people. She just disagrees with them on the biological argument. And it's like to me, okay, that's a disagreement, but that's no right to hate this woman who's done things for, fans and readers of her work for a long time. You just disagree on one aspect of one issue, and all of a sudden she's a monster. She's Hitler to you.
Yeah,
Like,
I have a solution for the trans problem. I have a solution for it.
oh boy.
It's called we make a third bathroom and we segregate them to it.
Well, you know what? I'm fine with that too. Categorizing for every group, because people have issues. Categorizing for every group, to me, either that or just have non-gendered bathrooms across the board. Cause I'm just tired. I'm tired of the arguments and the infighting and the hatred and the spewing and all that shit. Either we categorize for every group equally, or we just have non-gendered bathrooms. We just have non-gendered sports, just non-gendered everything, which I'm fine with because, look, I'm apolitical, but I'm also chaotic by nature. And as much as I like some hierarchies, for the most part, most hierarchies in my mind aren't really interesting. I'm fine with breaking a couple, and I'm willing to break, these hierarchies because I know you people don't care about them. I'll go there if I have to, because I'm fine either way.
Oh, yeah, I fuck with them.
Oh.
I just say, fuck it, let's have some fun at these people's expense.
Well, it's
like if black people want to go back to the days of segregation, I'm like, hey, let them. It's their business.
I don't think outside of the black supremacist groups that want to go back to Africa from what I heard, they want to they want to create I don't know. I've met all sorts of groups when I was back in New York City and everything, but
yeah, I'm like, let's do it. Let's go back to those days because you know what? Some black people cannot stand the side of white people, and I think it might be for everyone's benefit and safety that we do it.
No, Nathan, look, dude, honestly, first of all, okay, man, we can't start judging people by the color of their skin.
I'm not. I've seen enough videos of black people ganging up and beating the shit out of white people to be like, you know what? I'm scared to be around black people now, aside from Dan.
Don't get me wrong. That's wrong. Attacking people for doing nothing and preaching that you want equality and fairness, that's absolute bullshit. It's hypocrisy. I get that. I completely understand. As a black man myself, I think that we shouldn't start attacking people based on their race and culture while not wanting our race and culture attacked. I think, that's just wrong. It
Yeah.
is. It's wrong. You
Yep.
know?
But it's like, okay, so you want to invalidate everything Martin Luther King and Malcolm X died for? Okay, fine. That's your business. It doesn't
Well,
bother me.
Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I keep thinking of young Malcolm X instead of old Malcolm X. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I will stand by Malcolm X more than Martin Luther King. Like Malcolm X, I actually respect. Martin Luther King, it's debatable. I still have to form an opinion on him.
No, well, I grew up with Martin Luther King, and I still like the man. I don't agree with everything he says, more or less, but I still like the man. I find him inspirational,
Yeah,
and
here's the
it's
thing: people hold him up to this messiah. It's like Lincoln; they hold him up to this messiah-like figure, and the more they do that, the more I think, okay, this guy had some skeletons in his closet. I want to know what they are now.
oh, he does. Almost everyone does.
Yeah, like the fact he cheated on his wife habitually.
No, it's not just that. There's other things. But the point is that he has skeletons too, but he tried his best to make things better. And I could always like look up to him and respect him on that alone. Same with Malcolm X. Everyone has skeletons, but at the end of the day, back then people had conviction and consistency and morality on a level that today's current people don't. You
Oh
know?
yeah, no. If you compared like modern black supremacists to Malcolm X, I'd be like, give me Malcolm X back. Like I will kill all these guys and perform necromancy to revive Malcolm X.
Well, Malcolm X, if we're talking young Malcolm X, of course, he wanted two things. He wanted black people to survive on their own in this country, by their own might and their own will, like every other group has. And the second thing I believe is he wanted black people in general to one day. I think him and his group wanted black people in general to return to I forgot. Is it's someplace, according to their Muslim beliefs, and like I think bring a kingdom of black people back at some point. I think that's what he and that Muslim group he was a part of wanted. But as he got older and when he went to other practitioners of that faith and learned that it's about bringing all people together in peace and harmony, his point of view changed and he was open to all sorts of people. He didn't discriminate anymore. Of course, interestingly, that's when he got killed by the government, which
Yeah.
it's like
No,
it's
he got killed by his own people. That's my theory. Is the Black Panthers? I think they or whatever group he was in. I think they killed him.
I don't think the Black Panthers would have killed Malcolm X, but I'd have to look back to be sure.
I wouldn't surprise me if they did. Like this guy, like the black whatever group Malcolm X was in, they were like the opposite of what we expected Martin Luther King. They were about violence. They were about the payback, the BLM mentality. And Malcolm X probably made them look like a fool when he left.
Mm.
Which they are. They are fools.
Well, I personally prefer the Martin Luther King Gandhi approach of peaceful protesting. And when I mean peaceful protesting, I mean actual peaceful fucking protesting where you have non-violent protests. But,
Yeah, to all you violent protesters who see this, as far as I'm concerned, you should be dirty harried.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, like I'm not a big police guy, but you know what? But when it comes to BLM and these protesters who burn down cities and ruin black people's lives who are doing nothing wrong, I say bring back the days of the dirty, hairy like cops. Let them do what they want at this point.
That's the actual fucking irony during that BLM stuff. Black owned businesses, innocent everyday black people getting caught in the fucking crossfire. They were innocently harmed, in some cases killed, and it's like you're screaming Black Lives Matter while doing this. Now, don't get me wrong. There were many non-violent protesters just peacefully protesting, and those people respect, but the people that are just attacking innocent people, business owners, and everyday people trying to live an honest living. Hell, I saw a video where there were cars driving by during one of those violent protests, and one of the guys had like a fucking had one of those signs, and they hit the car with it as it drove by, and it was trying to get away from the protesters so it wouldn't run them over. The person was just trying to peacefully drive away, was like, what the fuck? What was the point? Why did you attack that car? That the person was trying to not even bother you. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
this is why I say Kyle Rittenhouse did nothing wrong.
yeah.
Like, well, legally he didn't do anything wrong. He was defending himself, but also he did the world a service when he put one of those guys in the ground.
Wait, hold on a second. With all due respect, Mr. Hamill, I'm sure there are plenty of trans people and trans allies who would appreciate it if you took that like back. Oh my god. A fucking like! It's a like! He's not making a tweet. He's not making a statement. He's not like discriminating against any group or
Oh,
person.
fuck these people. Hey, bats.
Oh wow, okay. Oh wow. I actually thought Bats would have been sleeping or something. He
Yeah,
had
so did I.
movement. No, yeah, no. But it's like Nathan, it's a fucking like. It's just he just did a fucking like. That's all. It's
Yeah.
like
Hey,
he didn't make
bats.
a statement. He didn't disavow any group. He didn't do anything. He just liked the fucking tweet. And of course, to these people, that's war.
Yeah, bats. I'll just let you say what you want to say. I really don't know how to segue you into this.
Well, let me just say that I don't like Mark Hamill very much personally.
Yeah, as expected.
He'd be an example of a guy that don't meet your heroes, at least for me. At least
wow.
for me.
Yeah.
Because I love Luke Skywalker. I like him as the Joker, but I'm not exactly a fan of him as a person.
Right.
With that said, okay, wanting to roast the guy or throw him into let's say a labor camp of some kind for liking a tweet is retarded, just outright. And it's like, let the guy have an opinion,
Exactly.
And you don't know what the like means, to us, to those who speak Twitter, it means you like it, you like the thing, but doesn't necessarily mean that. It could just be, hey, I'm supporting this message, or this is the right type of thinking, or hey, I want to bookmark this and I'm going to read it later.
Yeah. For me, it's more like I said this earlier, Bets, when you weren't here, but Mark Hamill kind of cultivated this kind of mentality, this kind of behavior from people. So I'm like, you know what? I say just let this nature run its course.
I disagree with you, Nathan. He didn't cultivate it. I don't believe that at all. But he did sit by and he engaged with it. He let it fester. He played around with it. He didn't cultivate it. He didn't he wasn't going around saying that, people need to be canceled and we got to hate this person because they're straight and they're white. Like, he did nothing like that based on all the observations I've had over the years. But he was fine, just coexisting with this shit, and he said nothing against it. So honestly, now that it's knocked at his door, which it has actually knocked at his door a couple times, but now that it's legitimately knocked at his door to the point where people just want to kill him now. Honestly, I don't feel as bad as I would have, say, like maybe 6 years ago, because he was fine with this shit before. So now that it's against him, it's like now he's realizing how extreme things have gotten.
Oh, here's the thing. I don't want to throw him under the bus like a fat kid, but at the same time, I'm tempted to. I really am, because it's like, as you said, he had no problem when this was happening to other people. He never spoke up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to let nature run its course. I'm not even going to say anything.
Mm.
Like, I will let the mob eat one of their own once again. It's actually kind of funny when it happens.
I mean, hell, he never, I respected him for this before. He spoke up when prequel haters attacked Lucas, all the time. He never spoke up when the modern SJWs attacked Lucas, though. He never spoke up against that. He never said anything.
What do they say about George Lucas? I'm curious.
He's a racist. He's a sexist. Well, they've mainly called him sexist because of how they believe Leia and Padme were handled in the movies. I'm like, what the fuck? These two.
And that I say, show me the proof or shut the fuck up.
No, there were articles. When The Force Awakens was coming out, there were endless amount of articles talking about how Lucas is like a man of his. He's a man of the past who has, he's very sexist in how he handles female characters, and there aren't a lot of people of color seen in his films. So in their eyes, Star Wars will be taken in a more, progressive direction.
You
I
know what?
remember that shit.
Can we give Lucas a medal then? Because I want to give him a medal for pissing these people off. He deserves a medal.
Yeah, well, look. The point is, for even someone like George Lucas, who was a '60s liberal of his day and is still pretty progressive now, still wasn't enough for them. That's the point
Yeah.
I'm making. George
Yeah.
Lucas, Mark Hamill, J.K. Rowling, these are all very progressive people, but it's not enough for modern SJWs. It's not enough.
Yeah, to that, anyone of these people who went after George Lucas or J.K. Rowling or Mark Hamill, if you happen to come across this and you got this far on the stream, I just want to say one thing. People like you are why I agree with John Milius. Apocalypse now. Let's get it over with.
What the? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Let's get it over with. Let's find out if there's really a God or not.
I don't know. Yeah. Dude, you're crazy.
Oh, that escalated.
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm borderline crazy. There's a big difference.
Oh, that's pretty close. Yeah.
There's a fine
on the
line
border
between crazy.
somewhere.
It's on the board. The border is tipping bats. It's cracking. You see the cracks? He's almost falling in.
That's why you need to build walls, because walls work.
Yeah, I'm not putting my foot in that. All right.
Oh no, this is why I say build a wall around California, because we have too many Californians in Texas.
Yeah, Nathan, dude. Look, the last thing, a person in your position, especially your point of view on the world, I'd say the last thing you'd want to do is get tyrannical, all right? Because there are people out there that will legitimately try to kill you.
Oh no, I wouldn't make you know the movie Escape from LA. I'd say we make that prophecy. Let's make all of California one big prison.
Oh my god, dude! I plan on moving there one day. You just have to ruin everything.
Yeah, I did. You'll fit right in.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So these people are attacking him. Mark said specifically that he believed JK was speaking truth to power on the whole. She's an actual woman. When that was it a trans person? Yeah, made that statement. That's why he liked the tweet.
Oh, my boy D-Day Cobra there. Nice.
Yeah, Jeremy. I just commented earlier. Jeremy, he made that Trump tweet.
I agree with that. I second Jeremy's tweet. I actually should have gone on Twitter to find it so I could second it.
I wonder if Jeremy's going to make a video on this.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
Yeah.
I probably should have done a video of this myself, but I'm still in Pine Bluff, so it's hard for me to get stuff done.
Yeah, you could argue, Nathan, that Mark liked this because he had the feminist mindset, the second wave JK old feminist mindset when he liked this tweet, possibly. And of course, being a feminist, which is pretty progressive, makes you transphobic in certain cases. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Mark Hamill's response to this should have just been to tell everyone attacking him die in a fire. That should have been his response.
That's not very Luke Skywalker like.
Okay, this man told Trump supporters to go fuck themselves. So yeah, no, fuck him. Fuck decency.
I think Mark, I don't know if this was a joke or not, but I think he called the not voting Trump Republican Party Nazis. And what I mean, he did it in a playful way. There was a tweet from this Republican Party group that just their whole organization was based off the fact that they didn't vote for Trump or something, but the Republican. And I think in their tweet they were asking if people saw something or whatever. And Mark did a tweet over theirs. He did one, and he did a quote tweet, and he said he didn't see anything, but he said it in a clever pun like way. He said, "I not see anything." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god! You know what?
There was a time when I
was. You know what's funny? There was a time when I wasn't political, and then I got back then I got onto Twitter and noticed all this shit. You know what I thought?
What?
I was basically like that one Primark they recently brought back to life. He was like, "What the fuck is this? It was fine when I left."
Wow, yeah, no, look, it was like he said, "I not see anything" or something like that. I'm
Like
what
that's
the
how
fuck,
confused I get with these people. This is how confusing people like Mark Hamill are for me. It's like,
dude?
what happened? I was gone for 5 seconds.
You know, the funny thing is I have mixed feelings when I saw it. I was like, on one hand, I'm like, dude, you're attacking a group you're attacking a group that agrees with you that Trump is bad. You just I guess the disagreement is that they're Republicans and that you're a liberal Democrat, so I guess that's why. But it's like at the same time, that gets in the way of unity. But at the same time, it's like that was a funny fucking pun. Like, come on. Can you guys agree that was funny?
Yeah, it's just like, no, I
That
don't know.
wasn't
I don't know
Well,
if I agree with
what
the
about
pun.
you, Bruce? Do you think that was funny? I thought that was funny. That pun.
What, his Nazi joke?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it would be funny if it wasn't like every other joke is about the Republicans being Nazis.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah, and the funny thing is they call like here's the funny thing. For me, it's like these people all hate the shit out of Bush, or did at one point. And they act like me and Dan were saying this here. Like they're acting like Bush was when we invaded Iraq. Like you're either with us or against us.
Well, I was really talking about the modern SJWs. I basically said that I remember that video. I remember that recording. Bush said, "You're either with us or you're with the terrorists." I think that was Bush. And then obviously that influenced Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin says, "You're either with me or you're my enemy." And I thought that was clever. And now modern SJWs are like, you're either on our side or you're on the wrong side of history. They don't
Yeah,
realize what they're adopting.
yeah. And then I said, oh, so you're basically saying anyone who's not a progressive is a tragic anti-hero. Okay, I like that message.
Yeah, well, I guess we're all Obi-Wan in this situation.
No, I mean I'll be Anakin in this situation.
Dude, Anakin's the one that went full modern SJW. Like, Anakin acts like a modern SJW in the latter half of Revenge of the Sith.
I mean the Jedi and the EU do the same thing. It's just we're just looking at it from different canons.
Fair enough, I guess. But yeah, this whole thing is ridiculous. One progressive likes to tweet of another progressive, and they're both famous like celebrity entertainers. But the fact that they agree with like the current climate on the majority of shit, that's not enough. This one disagreement in any sense of the word is enough for them to be painted as monsters.
Yep.
This is where we've gone.
Yeah,
You're
and this is
never
why I said-
communist enough for the communists.
Yeah.
You always have to commie harder.
Yeah, like I think even communists, when they were communists in Russia, they did the same thing. Like you always, or no, in China, you always had to go through a purity test. Like if you did one thing at a line, you were put through a struggle session.
No, you're constantly. It's not one thing. It's you're constantly put in under a purity test. Constantly. Every waking moment of your existence is the purity test. And
Yeah.
the
And
only
the
thing that keeps you away from that purity test, from you knowing that you're under scrutiny for it, is you taking the time to scrutinize someone else for not being as pure to the purity test.
Yeah, like Dan, have you ever wondered why so many people in Russia died? Like Stalin was so paranoid, he would just put random names on a list.
No,
and have them
I
executed.
know. I know. I've heard. I've learned about it in history. I
Yeah,
also
the documentary I
watched.
told you to watch that went on it. Like he would write stuff like scum, prostitute, whore. Like he
Mhm.
seemed to get off on doing this.
I also watched it. I also remember it from the clip in Hysteria where they made a joke about it.
Yeah, there's also a good clip of it in The Death of Stalin. Funny movie, by the way.
You told me to watch it, which I haven't watched it yet.
It's okay. I found it funny based on what little I've seen of it, but I recommend watching it highly.
Yeah. No, but these people are literally making rants over the fact that he liked a tweet. Like that's all this is.
I know it's like, can we not go back to the days when we just shit on people for fun instead of like ideological reasons? Like I miss the days when Tiger Woods was cheating on his wife and we found out. And I wasn't paying attention back then.
As a fan, I have to ask how this is speaking truth to power. She's just being transphobic again. What truth is rallying? Oh my god! Like
You know what? Power to the
in fact,
transphobes.
this asshole shares my fucking name.
Yeah. To that I say, power to the transphobes. Let's have more transphobes now. At this point, fuck it.
You know what? Honestly, I think I made this joke back in high school. I'm like, you could be a racist. You're just a racist and sexist at this point, the category of what it takes to be an ist or a phobe or whatever, it's everything. It's like we're just bigoted regardless. We can never not be these things because they've widened the definition of what it takes to fit these categories so much that at
Yeah,
this point,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, that at this point it's about like not being involved, being an apolitical person like me, not even being involved. That's enough to be labeled as a racist or sexist. At this point, that's where it's gotten.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get so bad. You have to pick between being a sexist or a phobe, and it's like I remember Aleister Crowley or someone Crowley. He, a comedian, he had this good joke where he saw a Muslim woman telling a lesbian woman she should be ashamed of herself. She was disgusting, and the guy was like, "Okay, progressive, you can either pick. You can be Islamophobic or homophobic. Which is it?" And then the Russian guy goes, "Personally, I think we should be both." I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's just be phobic against everyone because they have made it impossible to be progressive enough.
Mm. Yeah.
And the sad part is, like, these people are so condescending. And I'm like, Mark Hamill will probably bend over for them. I'll bet money on that.
No, he's done it in the past. He got attacked a couple of times by modern wokesters, and like I said, he'd either A, do what they demanded in a silent fashion, or B, form an apology in some way. So
Yeah,
I don't see, if people ask, will Mark Hamill finally stand up for himself? I don't see that happening anytime soon. I think he's just going to keep playing ball, which, as a longtime fan of Luke Skywalker, a brave hero who fought against any kind of oppression, it's kind of childhood crushing, but, you know, real people are not the characters they play.
yeah, there are certain people I would not want to have from my childhood. I would want to know the opinions of, like Tom Hardy. I do not want to know his opinions.
Oh, what do you have against Tom Hardy?
No, I don't. I like him as an actor. I don't want to know his opinions. He'll probably ruin it for me.
Okay, got it.
Or like let's say one of the Ed and Eddie actors came out and like voiced their opinion. I'm like, shut your mouth, do not open your mouth for once. Oh my god, he said it. Never mind.
Aren't the Ed and Eddie creators from Canada? I think I heard that.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a show made in Canada. Like the People's Republic of Canada is where my favorite show was made. Unfortunately, God, I
That
hate Canada.
explains so much about that show now.
Yeah,
What,
it does.
Ed and Eddie? Oh. Thank you, Mark Hamill. This is circulating in severe of the trans groups I'm in, and I was worried sick. You probably won't see this, but I've followed your work since I was a kid, and the thought of you being a transphobe made me sick. Thank you for being an ally to it. It's like these people feel it's crazy. They think him liking a tweet from J.K. Rowling is like a declaration of war or genocide against their groups, and he has to make an apology tweet just to clarify that he's not this horrible person they think he is.
There's Rebecca.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Hey Rebecca. Yeah. The way, no exceptions. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna see how she's doing later. You want to join in on that, Nathan, and tomorrow or another day?
Yeah, maybe. Right now I'm just trying to relax and write. Unfortunately, I have so much stuff to write. Ow.
This is funny.
What?
This is such a convincing display of acting. It's a wonder you haven't got any gigs in Star Wars, Mark. What the fuck?
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh man, these. Hey, Danny Armstrong. Hey, does anyone know who that is?
If he's related to Neil Armstrong, I hate him already.
Russian translator.
Oh God. Wait,
Hmm.
what is undoomed? Jesus Christ, grow some balls. You don't apologize for hitting the like button. Exactly. Undoomed, hitting it nail on the head.
Yeah, that's fucking. I agree.
Like he's nailing it like the fucking Romans.
Like the fucking Romans. Look, unless Adolf Hitler was alive and well, and he had a Twitter account and he was saying Nazi shit, and someone took a picture of like some celebrity liking his tweets, unless it goes there, I don't see a fucking reason to lose your mind over this shit. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There are days I wish Hitler was still alive, just so we could fuck with these people, or say he was alive to fuck with them.
Well, they'll be too busy hating Hitler to hate us.
Exactly. Life would be a little bit more bearable.
Yeah, that is true.
Shame
No,
immortality is not
I
possible.
would love for him to be alive just so that we could like turn him into a meme lord. Be like, look,
What?
you don't have to go on a conquest to kill people. You'll literally cause their heads to explode just by making memes.
Exactly. Like, think about this. You don't have to conquer the world to piss people off now, Hitler. You just have to exist. You'd be like Trump. You'd piss people off by merely existing.
Oh my God,
That's
Adolf Hitler as an influencer. That'd be hilarious.
like, yeah, it's like people are so weak and pathetic that you don't even have to do anything to piss them off.
Imagine two males dictating what a woman is to a woman and thinking they're speaking truth to power. Oh my God.
You know what, Ginger Jones? Fuck you.
Is this even a ginger? Like, this hair looks black. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I guess that is, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, sure, maybe J.K. Rowling was saying she didn't want women to be erased, but hey, I guess that doesn't matter in the context.
Mm. Yeah, look, Caesar. Apparently, Caesar had an issue with Mark's statement. I mean, look, he's not entirely wrong.
Wait, Caesar?
Yeah.
Damn it, did they not stab him enough already?
Oh, apparently he lived long enough to get proper medical treatment and care.
Okay, cry havoc and release the dogs of war. I have to find me a good dagger.
He decided that after that, Nathan, he decided instead of continuing his years as a dictator, he would retire and live and move into Florida.
But he lives in Florida. Actually, he would fit in Florida. Like, there's a lot of crazy sex fiends there.
Yeah. Well, after
Like,
getting
seriously, one time Caesar got a letter and he was forced to read it aloud. You know what the letter said?
what?
The guy who forced him to read the letter, it was from his sister. Caesar was reading the letter of her, complimenting how he banged her well. Think of
Wow.
how embarrassed that guy must have been.
Those were different times, my friend.
I
Different,
wish we lived in those times. That'd be funny.
different, disturbing times.
Oh, you
Hey,
think he's disturbing? You should read Caligula, the shit he did.
no, I'm not doing that shit. I've already done it once. I'm not doing it again.
Like, he banged his own sister, supposedly.
Oh, my brain.
He made his horse a senator.
That's
And
enough, Nathan.
I'm sorry, but the Romans were fun. They knew how to have a good time.
A good time, yeah. So, Bats, how do you feel about all of this?
I mean, I'm not in Rome, so I'm not going to do as the Romans do.
Okay, when I say they know how to have a good time, I mean they knew how to up the crazy. That's my main thing. It's like Florida. It's filled with crazy people, but you love to watch them from a distance.
You know, the more you people insult my state, the more I want to go to war.
Okay, is it our fault your state has the best meme, Florida man?
Oh my God. I don't even know where that meme fucking came from.
I don't know. Whoever it is, you are an officer and a gentleman. If you ever see this, I salute you.
I've never been a Florida man, but I've been a Florida boy. Let's see.
No, you shouldn't have left. It's actually fun.
That wasn't up to me.
Oh, that's right. You live in Orlando. Never mind. That place sucks from what I hear.
That place is generally peaceful. It's nice, and everyone's friendly.
So it's boring, basically.
Well, you know what? I'd rather be there than in Arkansas.
It's Arkansas, you idiot.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Did you just
I'd
tell
rather
me-
be in Miami. That'd be funny to watch.
Oh, yeah, you should go to Miami. It's very nice there. There's parties all the time, and the food's good.
Oh yeah, plus there's a Coke problem.
Yeah, there is a Coke problem.
Like, here's something funny. Here's a funny story. I was watching a Joe Rogan clip one time. He was talking to this guy who's talking about Miami and how bad the drug problem is there. There's this lady who worked as a waitress. Well, every day she would get tips put into her pocket by the patrons. Well, every night she'd come home and empty her pockets. And guess what she finds one night? A very, very small bag of crack cocaine. Someone gave her that as a tip. Yeah, that's why I don't go to Florida sometimes. It's actually pretty crazy.
Have you ever went to Florida?
Yeah, I've been there multiple times. I used to go there a shit ton of times when I was in middle school.
Facts.
Sean. Oh, never mind.
Oh, he's been saying what I've been saying this whole fucking time. You don't have to 100% agree with people. You don't.
I
Like,
swear, we live in a society that is so far downhill, it's up its own ass.
yeah, exactly. Like, for example, I think the prequels are masterpieces. Bruce thinks, well, they're failed movies with some promise. Nathan, I think you like them generally. Whatever. But the
They're
point is,
okay. They're okay in concept. Like, they had some issues, but for me, they weren't bad.
well, the point is, we all disagree. Well, we all have stark disagreements on it. But we're not going to kill each other over it. We're not going to hate
Oh,
each
no, that's not what I kill you over. Now, if you keep mispronouncing Arkansas, I might.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Remind me never to be near you.
Yeah, never be near the autistic kid with anger issues.
Yeah, like I said, you're basically Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. You just need a gun, you need to dress like a clown, and you need to go on stage. Hopefully Saturday Night Live.
Oh, and hopefully, who's the guy he shot in the movie? I forgot.
Murray? I think that was the name of the talk show host.
No, what was the actor's name?
Oh, that was Robert De Niro.
Yeah, hopefully he's in arm's reach when it happens.
What the hell? You don't like Robert De Niro? Robert De Niro's
No.
a national treasure.
I don't care. Fuck him.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm on that bandwagon. Fuck him.
Thank
wow.
you.
Okay. Really? All right. Wow. Well, fuck you guys. I'm sorry, but as long as a person who's been in film for the majority of my life and has looked up to the many great classics that Robert De Niro has been in, I am insulted.
Okay, how do you feel about Sean Penn?
Yeah, Sean, I don't know.
I hope he's also within arm's reach because there's a man that needs to go.
Are Sean? I don't know how to feel about that guy.
The man said if you didn't get the jab, you deserve to go to prison. So no, fuck him.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy. I wouldn't kill him, but yeah, fuck that guy.
Or I wouldn't kill him. I would pistol whip him.
Not that either. I don't even think he needs to go to prison. But that is a generally shitty take. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, what about you, Bats? How do you feel about Sean Penn?
Fuck that guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. At least I know Bats has his head on right.
Well, of course, the two of you agree. I think you guys agree. I think on generally most things, if I'm being honest.
Now, there's some things we disagree on.
Now, I'm not saying you agree on everything. I'm saying generally you guys agree on most things.
Well, yeah, we come from a similar mindset, I'm assuming.
I believe so.
Let's see, we both like Warhammer. Oh, wait, there's one thing we disagree on. Batman, probably.
Yeah, probably. Though, Nathan, I'd honestly say...
Probably, most definitely.
Nathan, I'd honestly say you have the potential to go more extreme than Bats. I will state that.
Oh, yeah. I just think I like Batman, but here's the thing. I also don't like him. Like, it's a mixed bag with him.
So if Batman was real, would you be like, fuck that guy? If I could get a hold of his cowl, like shoot him in the face or something?
No, I'd be like, no, I'm going to let him do what he does. I just want nothing to do with him.
Oh.
I'd be like, he doesn't go hard enough. He needs to hit them twice as hard. That's what I would be saying. Like, he needs to go Red Foreman on them. Like, say he'll shove his foot up their ass every 10 seconds.
During those major protests when riots would break out and people were looting and destroying property and stealing, you always had a couple guys, and there was footage of this, who dressed up like Batman and tried to police the streets.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah, dude, we were memeing the shit out of it. We were like, Batman's come to save the day. I was living in New York at the time. It was like, Batman's come back to Gotham City.
In my city, we had Batman. And that night we had, or during the day or afternoon, we had Batman. And then that night we had Elmo.
Elmo.
Yeah, Elmo.
This sounds like a bigger goat fuck than Gettysburg when y'all describe it.
Well, look, it's Batman. Batman will stand up, for the innocent. He'll stand up for the people. Hell, when Kevin Conroy, I keep reiterating this, but when Kevin Conroy said that he's fine with the peaceful protesting, but when it got to the riots and looting, that he's not okay with it, and and SJWs were attacking him on Twitter for him, like, you're literally hating Batman for being against rioting and stealing.
Yeah, you're also telling the gayest Batman to go fuck himself, basically. And I was like, I thought you liked gay people, Progressives. What's the problem?
I'm not sure if they knew at the time that he was gay. I could be
Oh
wrong.
no, that's fine. I can call him the gayest Batman, and it probably wouldn't be an insult.
Yeah, him being gay came out very, very recently. Like I want to say it came out last year.
Oh,
God
right.
damn
That's
it!
when he actually publicly came out. It's like, hey, I'm gay, by the way.
Oh, thank God. So he was actually one of those gay people who wasn't an asshole about it. Good for him. I respect him now. Well, I respect him more.
Well, he came from a time where you had to conceal that information, or you would be, you know, well, looked down upon and just pushed out of society.
I know that generation of gay men. I actually had sympathy for the modern ones.
Not so much.
No, I would sooner bitch slap them.
Yeah, plus he's a professional person, so even in today's climate, he's not like out there saying, "Hey guys, I'm gay and me being gay is the most important thing you got to know about me." Like he's not doing that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if
No,
he had
his-
come out as gay when he was Batman, he could have been like the Judas Priest singer. He could have capitalized on it. Well, no,
His gay coming out story was featured in DC Comics' like Pride Month issue or something like that.
Yeah, I read it. You read it too, right?
I haven't.
I don't remember if I read it or not, but it was like him trying to encourage future generations, younger people, to not be afraid of who they are, right? Like that's fine. That's perfectly good. Okay. It's not like he isn't shoving it down your throat. It's more like, hey, Kevin, you're gay, right? Do you want to contribute to this piece? You know, it's about, telling gay kids to feel comfortable in who they are. And like, was he going to say no? Like,
Yeah.
like, sure.
Yeah, that's a good message, Ben.
If it'll help, why not?
Yeah, that's a good message, but like, yeah, you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are. Like, if you like cock, you like cock. I'm not going to shame you over that. It's when you're acting like an asshole about it, I draw the line.
Right. And Nathan, don't get me wrong, okay? You and I agree. We'd be at 100%. If there's a dude who is acting like a complete asshole to a woman, we would be the first one saying, I want to kick his ass. Right?
Maybe. I'd be more like, can I throw some at him? I want to throw some at him.
Right. Like, it's not like, oh, it's because it's a gay person. No, it's assholes like that, or dickheads, or whatever you want to call them. All right. Bullies. All right. Jerks. You want to see their comeuppance. Okay. You don't necessarily want to end them, but you want to like knock them down a peg. Be like, hey, asshole, don't act like you're above us. And there's always going to be someone who's going to put you in your place. Always.
Yeah. And like Kevin, like again, as you said, he wasn't a dick. Like Kevin Conner, like it took years for him to come out about it. Like, and he wasn't like, he wasn't like Rob Halford was about. Like Rob Halford, like he kind of gave hints that he was gay. Like Kevin Conner, no, he didn't even give hints.
Yeah, Rob Halford, he tried to come out, and just every time he would, he'd get cold feet.
Yeah, he couldn't get people to get it. Like look at the stuff he was wearing at concerts, ladies and gentlemen. If that does not say gay to you, you need to reevaluate your eyesight.
I don't know. Man of War wore some pretty flamboyant outfits. Kiss wore some flamboyant outfits.
Well, did they wear leather?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Because like whenever I think of leather suits, I think of gay people now for some reason.
Yeah, because of the BDSM. That's why.
Yeah, is there some kind of connection between the gay community and that? I've always wondered that.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing, okay? A lot of the conservative, Christian, and I say conservative, it's actually incorrect. It's more so reserved people, which is, again, separate from political, okay? You had Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives who have this idea of being conservative about your image, not getting it out there that you hang out with sex clubs, not getting out there that you like group orgies or anything like that. Okay? These things exist. So to protect their image, they'd be like, oh, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to play it down low. So who's not afraid to talk about that? Well, the dominatrix. She's not afraid to talk about the fact she's a dominatrix. Guys who go to mosh pits, guys who go to sex clubs, they're not afraid. Gays are another example, all right, because of the gay pride movement. They're not afraid to talk about their sexuality. And from their perspective, this is the narrative they try to sow, is that people like us, or straight people, let me put it that way, people who are straight, we're always flaunting our sexuality. Always. We're 24/7 broadcasting. I'm straight. Did you know I'm straight? I am definitely straight. I am 100% straight. So to them, they're constantly being bombarded by this. So their way to backlash is just flaunting all of their sexualized fetishes, all of their sexual interests. And that causes the conservative-minded people to be like, "Oh, clenching pearls. I don't condone this type of behavior. Back in my day, we were very polite in society," and all this other nonsense. And it's like, people like sex. We love sex. We love sex. Sex is good. Sex feels good. It's great. Stop acting like people don't have sex. Like, just stop it. Just accept everyone has sex. It's fine. It's okay. Okay. All right. And this is the problem I have with conservatives is, all right, because conservatives like, oh, we're going to act like sex doesn't exist. We're going to act like sex is a sacred thing that has to happen during marriage only. Okay. Because they're acting this way, the left is coming in and saying, okay, don't talk about sex. We'll talk about sex. And then they start grooming kids. Because conservatives aren't there saying, no, here's the fucking line. Okay? Sex is okay. Kids are not. That's off the limits. That's off the table. Get the fuck out of here with that. Okay?
Yeah.
Animals, off the table. But conservatives are like, oh no, sex is sacred. We can't talk about sex. And fuck them. You know, that's my take on it. It's like, fuck them. We need to be okay with sex. You need to be okay with BDSM. You have to understand everyone is fucking doing it. Everyone. I don't care who they are. If you're one of these beta bitches out here who are like, I only do missionary. Fuck you. No, you don't. You're a piece of shit. Your girlfriend or wife is cheating on you behind your back because all you do is the same goddamn thing. You don't spice it up. You don't do anything different. Fuck you.
Ugh.
Oh my god! I feel like I clicked on a red pill YouTube video.
There's my
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do red pilling. No, I am the either the white pill or the black pill. There's no red or blue.
As far as I'm concerned, if you're on pills, you need therapy. I don't care where these pills are, what they represent. You need help.
Hey, I take pills.
It's a joke, Nathan. I'm not being serious.
I'm just saying I take pills for depression.
Yeah, because you need help. And lots of it.
Well, I talked to a therapist, but apparently they don't work that well.
Yeah, therapists are complete garbage.
Oh, wow, okay.
You don't need therapists, you need friends. That's therapy is because you don't have any friends.
Ouch. Well, I'll let you know that I've gone to therapists and I've had, well, I wouldn't say like massive amounts of friends, but I've had a good amount of friends.
I'm talking about psychological therapy, okay? If you're sitting on a couch listening to some guy or talking to some guy about your problems, okay, you don't need him. You need friends. You need actual people who give a shit about you, okay? Because they're the people who either tell you what you need to hear or they're telling you things to help you solve the predicament you're in, or they're there just listening to you bitch and vent your anger or your frustrations, okay? Those are the three things friends do. So find yourself a friend who could do any of those three things, and ideally have 2 or 3 of those friends of each category so that you can alternate between them so you're not burdening one with all of your bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I generally don't need a therapist. I have YouTube for that. If I want to vent something, I vent on YouTube typically. Which is
That's
good
the
or
way of
bad.
doing
Look at it.
As long as you're talking to someone and able to articulate it and bounce it off of someone else, it's fine. But you need someone who's going to tell you, hey, you're being a dumbass here, not just always telling you, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah. That's the benefit of friends, when you've crossed the line. I mean, granted, I probably don't listen when I've crossed the line because it's like, I'm having too much fun freaking you people out.
Wow, yeah.
Like Apocalypse Now, let's bring it on.
No apocalypse.
Well, like I said, it depends on what type of friends you have. All right. And you need to find yourself some friends that aren't afraid of calling you a dumbass. They aren't afraid of telling you, hey, you're in the wrong here. And you can disagree with them, but the fact they're willing to stand up to you is a good thing.
Yeah.
Now you have a friend who is willing to say, hey, you're wrong. Now, they could be malicious about it. Maybe they are. I don't know. That you have to read their character. That you have to read their actions.
Yeah, this is why I talk to guys like Keegan, because he's probably going to tell me, or Dan, y'all actually have the balls to tell me when I'm going too far.
No. I give advice, and I give you my opinions.
Yeah, and I listen to it usually.
I'm not going to dictate. I'm not going to dictate to you what the right answer is. That's entirely up to you.
But here's the thing: I actually like hearing other people's opinions sometimes, as long as you're not a cunt about it.
Right. Well, that's proper discourse. That's what we used to have before modern SJW showed up and ruined it.
Yeah, like it's kind of like Walter Cronkite. No, not Cronkite. There was this town called Athens. It was going smoothly till this Democrat fucked it up. He was a modern SJW, basically.
That's pretty much every town across America.
Yeah, there was this town called Athens, Tennessee, Dan. Things were going smoothly there. Then this one Democrat, like during FDR's tenure, he decided he was going to make the town democratic. The police were corrupt. The deputies fucked with people for no reason. And they had prostitution and not the good kind right? And the cops would harass people to get extra money.
Oh.
That's what SJWs would probably do in the future. That's where I'm putting my money.
Aren't they doing? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna take that back. I don't want to say that.
I kind of want to see. I kind of want to hear it.
No.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, sure. I may do that. The only thing in this world that truly matters, it matters not who you love, where you love, why you love, when you love, or how you love. It matters only that you love. Oh, wow. That sounds like some very peaceful shit out right there.
It sounds like some hippie shit, and I like it.
I know. I like it. I like this hippie
like John Lennon.
You know, Nathan and many others, Bats, they tell me if I lived in the 60s, I'd be a hippie. I believe him, actually.
Yes, you would be.
Bogart, quit being a cunt. You're missing the point.
Who's Bogart?
The one responding to that comment.
Oh. Dude used to beat up his first Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but you're missing. He's missing the point.
No, but yeah, he may be missing. Well, he may be missing the point, but he does bring up a good point. If that's true, then I'm sorry, that person was being a hypocrite.
Here's the thing: like to act like if you can devalue or invalidate what a person has done in the past or what's something bad from their past, they can invalidate anything they've said or any point they've made.
Oh, people do that all the time now. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Like when James Gunn got called out for his joke tweets, like Cernovich called him out for it.
Wait, I'm really thinking about this. Does beating your wife to me it's wrong, but does that really mean you don't love? Does that contradict loving?
No idea.
Yeah,
no, he was loving his wife with his fist, of course, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Wait, so that's John Lennon?
Oh, Lennon, yeah, that's probably why I don't like him. I'm not a fan of the Beatles anymore.
Who, the musician?
Yeah, I'm not, I used to like the Beatles in high school, but I grew out of it.
Why, you're not a fan of their music?
I still listen to it sometimes, but not that often.
Nathan, there are modern SJWs out there trying to trash the Beatles.
What? Never mind. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, they're calling them racist, sexist, and all the other phobes and representations for white supremacy. And it's like they're like the mainstream doesn't know it yet, but these guys are actually bad people. It's like they're another example. These were these were fucking progress. This was a fucking progressive band in its day. They wouldn't even perform in segregated spots because they didn't like they were very anti-segregation. Why the fuck are you canceling them?
Yeah, one of them worked with Michael Jackson of all people.
I don't get it. Maybe,
And
maybe
that guy Paul
Bats is,
McCartney was a fucking geek.
hey Bats, maybe you're right. You can't be. Maybe you're right. It's like you can never be communist enough, right?
I'm not maybe right. I am right. I'm 100% right. I'm historically right. Factually
Yeah, why do you think
correct.
people flee from communist countries? Because they do this shit all the time.
Well, it's by design. It's like I said, you're not dwelling on your circumstance if you're being a busybody and scrutinizing the behavior of someone else. There's a great movie you guys should watch, Hunt for the Red October. Okay, great movie, fantastic movie, and it you can watch if you watch and observe how the Soviets in that act, how they behave, the mannerisms, everything they do. They seem very odd. They seem very cold and lacking of emotions. That's because that's the Soviet Union. Okay, anything you do, a smile, a giggle, a laugh, wiggling your eyes a certain way, everything was under scrutiny. Everything. So you had to be careful of what you did and when you did it. Otherwise, off to the gulag you go, or off before a tribunal you go. Off before a committee, what's it called? Court-martial committee. Like, fuck that. And that's the road these people are taking us towards. That's what they seem to think is like, oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah, and the first thing they're going to do is take away the guns. When you lose the guns, we're pretty much fucked.
Well, you still got the guns, so you still got the guns in your arms, Nathan.
Technically, I don't own a gun. My stepdad does.
Unless they start chopping arms off. Once they do that, then there'll be no guns left.
Yeah.
That's wrong. You need to get
sake.
guns. You need to have all of the guns.
I'm more of a sword person, so I wouldn't get guns, but I would have a shit ton of swords.
Yeah,
All
swords
of
not
the
too
guns.
good at long range.
All of the guns.
You think they'll invent gun swords one day?
I hope so.
Gun blades already exist. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a real life gun blade. That'd be cool.
Then you could live out your anime fantasies.
No, that's not my anime fantasy. I'm writing my anime fantasy, and it doesn't involve a gun blade.
Not a joke, is because in a lot of anime there are gun blades.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Like, I've only seen a gun blade in one franchise, and that's Final Fantasy. That's it.
Oh.
What's it called? Warframe has gun blades, multiple gun blades, in fact.
I've never played it.
Right.
You ever want to be a space ninja? Play Warframe. It's free to play.
No. Well, I'm kind of I try to conserve my money as much as I can right now. I'm trying to play Modern Warfare. That's probably the last game I'll buy for a while.
Warframe is free.
What?
Yeah, it's free. It's free to play.
Well, okay. Here we got the what's the term? Turf? I think that's the term. So you think Willoughby is more of a woman than an actual woman? We know you don't think that, but are succumbing to the bullying of the obscene, misogynist TRA clown.
TRA?
I don't know. Trans rights activists, I think. I think that's
what yeah, these turfers aren't so bad. Never mind.
Well, I mean, on one hand, like I said before, never been a feminist. You know, turf people aren't gonna sway me, but I won't lie, I do feel bad for those female sports stars that keep making those videos talking about how they can never win against like trans women because, you know, the trans part.
You can't. A woman cannot beat a man at sports. This is just fact.
Nathan, being the way I am, there always comes moments where there's people that almost convince me to get political and actually join some group, but I keep stopping myself.
Keep doing that. Keep stopping yourself. Keep getting in your own way.
Well, I don't want to get political because nothing good comes from it.
Exactly. You're not missing much, so don't do it.
Yeah, nothing good comes from it, and often the groups turn on you eventually when you do something they don't like.
Oh no, they turn on you faster than Brutus. Like, yeah, no, never trust them.
Yeah.
Like, I would sooner trust Brutus not to stab me in the back than I would trust one of these sociopaths.
I was in Texas with my grandfather. We were driving down the street. We saw some protesters. They were protesting on the sidewalk. He asked me if I wanted to join them, and I said no, which I don't know. Maybe that disappointed him. But the second thing is that I asked him what were they protesting about, and apparently they were protesting against book bannings that were happening in schools. You know that whole thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I heard they were. I actually spoke out about that. I said it was a stupid idea. Don't ban books.
Yeah, exactly. It is a dumb idea.
As long as they're not peddling them to kids, then don't ban them.
I don't think books should be banned. Period.
No, like if it's one of those sex education books for minors, I'm like, oh fuck no, you are not showing that to kids as long as I'm alive.
Are they weird? Yeah, they're weird. Kind of disturbing in some cases.
Oh no, I'm like, no, these people who call themselves maps who do that, they should have their name changed to marksmanship practice.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, but you don't fuck with kids.
Mm.
Like, let a kid be a kid and enjoy life before life crushes his very soul.
Mm.
Like, Bats, am I wrong here?
I took a deep breath.
Wow.
I think you could agree with me as a compromise. Harry Callahan did nothing wrong.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Is that the guy in the mask?
No, that's Dirty Harry. You uncultured swine.
Oh, right.
But I am for all books. All of them. Even the terrible ones, even the pornographic ones, all of them. All of them. The answer to bad or problematic free speech is more free speech. Let it all go. All of it.
Break all the barriers. That's what I'm talking about.
Like Mundane Matt is good. This was before I realized Mundane Matt was an asshat. He once said, "Be for everything or be for nothing." That's how I look at it. So yes, we should have free speech, but combat it with more free speech.
Mm.
So, like, if they're saying we want to show these books to kids, use your free speech to say, "Well, that's a bad idea."
No, people are already doing that.
Yeah, and the progressives hate it. They hate the Constitution. Like one of these dumbasses one time said, "For rolling cameras, I do not believe the Constitution is a relevant document."
Look, like I said before, if people are going to preach that book banning is bad, which I agree, but then get mad when certain books that they, don't like is in schools, I'm going to call them out on their bullshit. I don't care if the book personally has something you fundamentally disagree with. There are plenty of books that have things I fundamentally disagree with, but I still believe that we shouldn't ban information from the youth.
Yeah, like you could have a terrorist handbook in a school. I'd be like, that's weird, but okay. Like, let's say you have a student who wants to learn about terrorists. Like, he's not going to be a terrorist. He just wants to learn how they operate. They have a reason for having that book.
Maybe instead of banning or burning books, schools should just try to manage, how books should. Maybe they should just try to manage how books should be, like, I guess, seen or read by kids. Maybe they should have certain conditions and a hierarchy system or whatever. But
exactly.
still,
like it's the same thing with video games. It's like, okay, whose fault is it that a kid shot up a school? The game or the parent who wasn't watching them?
The parent who wasn't watching them.
Like, it's not our fault a kid Columbine or Call of Duty to school. It's the parent. They should have been parenting him better. Either that or being him better. I'm not sure which.
It's just like those fucking annoying soccer moms that bitched and complained about the violence in 80s movies. Like, if you don't want your kids to watch it, then just don't show it to them.
Exactly. If you don't like Cobra, you don't protest it. You tell your kid not to watch it.
You know, they're the reasons why they're the reasons why Tim Burton's third Batman film didn't happen. They bitched and complained, started a movement against Batman Returns. And after that, you know, Warner Brothers quietly retired Tim from the Batman projects, and we got Joel Schumacher's movies.
Oh, I already hated soccer moms, but I hate them more now.
And don't get me wrong, I still like and respect Joel Schumacher, great guy, and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin I have a soft spot for. But they were still pretty terrible movies, and at the end of the day, these idiots, they're the reasons why they exist. Well, you know what? I'd say Forever was okay. It was a decent film. Batman and Robin, that was terrible. But it was like a so bad it's good movie. You know? Like,
Wait, Batman and Robin, was that the one with Poison Ivy?
No, that was Yeah, that was Batman and Robin. You're right.
Oh, that one was so confusing for me as a kid. That was a confusing movie.
They basically turned Bane into Solomon Grundy.
Oh, that's right, they did. Oh my god.
All right, boyos, I'm gonna head out here. You guys have a good one, okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, see you around, Bruce. Did you hear that phone call? Was that for you, Nathan?
No, that was now he's gone. Okay. So
Yeah,
like I never understood. Like that was a confusing movie for me as a kid. I saw that as a kid and liked it, but then I got into I was approaching my teen years, and I was like, that is a sexually confusing movie.
I don't know about sexually confusing.
A bit like Charlie's Angels. That was also confusing with that one scene with Lucy Liu.
I mean, there's a funny scene. I think it's it's Batman and Robin. There's a funny scene, Batman and Robin, where Barbara basically runs into Bruce and Dick and basically reveals that she's Batgirl. She tells Bruce she's Batgirl now, and I remember Bruce says, "What? Not Batwoman?" You know, it's like. I think someone said that was a based Batman moment because Batman was being progressive. That was a funny scene.
Yeah, I never saw. Like, I still need to see the Tim Burton Batman movie. I've seen bits of it. It looks good.
Oh yeah, no, it's really good. It is. It's a good movie. You should check it out.
Aside from the fact that a plagiarist influenced it.
Oh, Bob Kane influenced the first one. He was dead. I think he was dead. No, he was alive. I don't think he was involved in Returns, though.
Yeah, no. Whenever he died, there should have been it should have been like when Udi Hussein was killed. There should have been celebratory gunfire throughout the streets.
And the only people that were celebrating at the time, not to his death, but the only people that were celebrating mocking him were people in the comic industry. Because even though we all praised and looked up to him in the public, many people in the comic industry knew he was a fraud and didn't like how he bullshitted everybody and would constantly play tricks on him or basically, you know, get pissed at him because he had this high and mighty attitude all the time. And Bill, the person that everyone in the industry did like, who was nice and very friendly with everyone, was poor, alone, had nothing, lived in a crumpled up, broken down apartment, and basically died in there. And Bob Kane didn't say anything until he passed away.
So yes, fuck Bob Kane. May he rot forever in the ground.
Ouch. Well, I can at least give Bob Kane this. At least a dude was honest that Bill deserved more credit than he got, and that he feels sorry for him. This was in his later years before he died. So
yeah,
at least the dude was conscious of his poor decisions.
No, I think he felt bad when he was old because he knew he was going to die and people were going to remember him for being a shithead. So, no, fuck Bob Kane. He's a plagiarist and a bullshit artist. So, no, fuck him.
I don't think the truth. I don't think his mindset was that people were going to discover it years later. I think the reality was he was older and more mature at the time. I think that's the reality.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
So yeah, no, Bill Finger, he admitted the theft conveniently after the statute of limitations was up.
Who
But
Bob Kane?
huh?
Who Bob Kane? You said
Bill
Bill
Finger, he admitted years after the statute of limitations was up, he admitted that Batman was inspired by the Shadow.
Uh, that wasn't exactly a secret. I think Bob Kane was in documentaries saying that.
Oh no, they outright Xeroxed some stuff from the Shadow, like even other pulps.
They only Xeroxed one Shadow story. They didn't Xerox everything from the Shadow.
No, they took a lot of stuff from other pulps. So like there's certain like if you've ever wondered why Batman looks a certain way, like he's having a certain gesture in certain of these older comics, that was taken from a Tarzan pulp.
Well, no, yeah. Well, look, okay. Here's the thing, dude. Those were influences. The Shadow thing, that was a complete ripoff, but the other stuff were influences. Those weren't ripoffs.
Oh, this is like saying it's a homage or a homage.
Yeah, homage. Yeah, exactly.
Disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, like look, if Bill Finger was big enough of a scumbag to fuck with Bill Finger the way he did, it would not surprise me he plagiarized some stuff. It would not shock me.
You said Bill Finger twice, Nathan.
I'm sorry. If Bob Kane was willing to screw over Bill Finger once and for the rest of his life, I think he would have no problem lying about how he got the idea for Batman.
Well, Bob did lie for a long time. Well, actually, he told a half truth because when he said he created Batman, that is true. I'll give him this. He was the initial person to come up with the concept of Batman because the comic industry was telling him, and they need some. They Superman was a great hit. They needed another great hit superhero, and he came up with this Batman like character, and he wanted to go somewhere with it. Like he didn't have a particular story or even personality, but he had the concept of a Batman. But Bill Finger came in, changed the design, gave the cowl, gave the iconic look, added characteristics, the origin, the story, all that. If it wasn't for Bill Finger, many things of Batman that we know today wouldn't be here. The closest Bob came to being original was the concept of Batman, the original design, and his version of Batman that's just a killer when it comes to crime. Like those are the three things I can give Bob Kane when it comes to creativity, but that's very fucking few and far between. It's thin as hell. It's thin as paper. There's not much.
Like he committed, like let's say he did commit plagiarism. Here's something that is an accomplishment. He committed an act of plagiarism so grand it'd be years until The Witcher topped it.
Well, that's funny.
And true. It is true, or debatably true.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Andrzej Sapkowski, like, he's even worse than Bob Kane. Like, people can say Bob Kane was a scumbag. He was, more or less. But Andrzej Sapkowski, holy hell is he worse. Like, think about it. Both made something that's a bigger export than sausage.
Oh.
Both are known globally and have this world renown. And both are more or less an act of plagiarism, depending on your point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And both people act like there's some grand visionary, and I'm like, motherfucker! What the fuck is wrong with people? It's so blatantly obvious. These guys are bullshitting you. You have to be blind not to see it.
Nothing but a classic con artist.
Yeah, here's how Andrzej Sapkowski is worse though. Like, Batman, I think Bob Kane still made money off that till the day he died, and probably still makes money off of it.
Yeah, he did.
Andrzej Sapkowski, he doesn't make money off the games.
I don't know if Bob. I did some heavy research. I found out Bob had a daughter, but there's not much information on her, which tells me that she probably isn't like interested in like the public or anything. But yeah, it's like he had a daughter, and there's not much on that. But I don't know if she had a family of her own or anything. So I don't know if like she's rich or wealthy or whatever, or living off the benefits of Batman or something. I don't know if that's the case, but he did have a daughter. That is one thing.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Andrew Sapkowski, like when they were making the games, you know what their deal with him was?
What?
He got paid up front. That was it.
Oh, okay.
So he makes no money off the other games. Like he gets no royalties. Now there's some justice right there.
Right.
I still wish Michael Moorcock would sue the shit out of him, but that would be harder to prove.
Is Michael Moorcock alive or dead? I just want to know.
He's alive. He is alive. He's in his 80s, I think. And here's the thing. This guy could remember when they were having dogfights with Nazis over Britain. He's that old.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, he was a kid when World War II was happening.
Holy shit. I'd like to interview him. I'd have so many questions.
So would I. I would be like, okay, we're going to be doing a documentary on your life.
Right.
And the stuff you've done. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? What are your thoughts on Robert E. Howard? And how'd you get to where you made Elric as you did? Like, I would just be doing a documentary on the Elric saga and everything he's done in his life.
Yeah.
But holy shit, yeah, I want to interview that guy. Like, if I ever did a documentary on Robert E. Howard, he'd be one of the guys I interview. It's like, you know, the Lovecraft documentary?
Mm-hmm.
He had so many celebrities being interviewed about Lovecraft. I want to do the same thing for Robert E. Howard. Like, interview Michael Moorcock and Razorfist and some other schmucks.
Oh, shit, that'd be awesome.
That'd be funny. Like, imagine Razorfist trying to just articulate some stuff on Robert E. Howard, and he'd probably be resisting the urge to tell a joke every 10 seconds.
Hey, look, dude, I'm with you. If you do that, sign me up. I'll gladly join the project.
Oh, I'm not rich, though. By the time I have money to do all that, Michael Moorcock will be dead.
I don't think you need money to do that, Nathan. You just need, well, not initially. You don't initially need money. You just need help setting it up. And from there, you could probably make money along the way and trying to make it possible.
Yeah, here's the thing. Michael Moorcock still lives in the same state as me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he lives in Texas, I think.
And you haven't tried to look for him?
No, I'd be too nervous.
Dude! He's alive. Now's your chance. Go for it.
Oh no, that's not my thing. That's the thing. I'm more of an observer. Like I do write, but I just observe stuff.
Oh, if you're not gonna do it, I will.
Please do. All you have to do is get on a bus from Georgia to Texas and then locate his house.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's assuming he's still in the country because he goes to France sometimes.
Yeah. Actually, a friend of mine who lives in France said that she spotted George in France and met him. And that was cool. Good for her.
She met George Lucas?
Yep.
Wait, what the fuck was Lucas doing in that embarrassment of a country?
Apparently, he was just there for a vacation, but he was trying to look like inconspicuous. He didn't want to be spotted. But
of course, that's George Lucas's thing. He always tries not to get attention.
He's an introverted person, kind of like you.
That makes me like him more. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but either way, she spotted him and she briefly talked to him and everything, which was cool. He was wearing like a cap or something.
Oh yeah, like that doesn't surprise me though that he went to France. Like Bond Destinées influenced Star Wars. Like I know a shitload of stuff influenced Star Wars, but Bond Destinée, the Valerian comic, that influenced the imagery of Star Wars.
What was it? Sorry, the one with the lovers and the sci-fi future. I
Valerian.
Yeah, Valerian. Yeah.
Yeah, Valerian and Lorelei.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is pretty.
That comic didn't end until 2016, I think.
Oh yeah, they did some modern retellings of it, which I read are actually pretty decent. They're not like bad, even for 2016.
Yeah, no. Around the time the movie was coming out, I think that was when the comic was reaching its end point.
I think
that comic's been around since the days of the hippies.
Oh yeah, it definitely has. I think the comic has been over since the movie came out.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I've read a few of the collector editions. Like, I got the first 4 collector's editions, which each one has like 4 stories in them. So I've read 4, 8, 9, 12, 16 or 17, I think. 17 of the stories I've read so far.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Mark Hamill, GK, defend
Yeah,
yourself.
Mark Hamill, if you see this, grow some balls. That's all I asked. I
Grow
asked
some
for very
balls.
little.
All right, later, Nathan.
Later. Anyone who sees this and comes to the end, have a nice day.